Shirley.
Let's see if it works.
It won't.
Shirley, come on.
All right. It says I'm live.
All right.
So, welcome from the crossroads of America to a talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. We'll answer questions from the audience, either in the chat or by email, Rick's Life as I See It at gmail.com or spottedrick at gmail.com. I got a Patreon page, PayPal, and all that other stuff down in the info section below. So we got that out of the way. Let's see who was in the chat. Before I do that. Oh man, I had for the ones who aren't on my mailing list, I had major panics because I was just about ready to get set up here and my YouTube channel disappeared. Completely disappeared. It said I had nothing and it wouldn't let me live stream for 24 to 48 hours, it says.
Yep.
So I sent out a second email to everybody on my mailing list saying the show's off. Then while I was doing that, after I'd done that, I rebooted my computer here, clicked on YouTube, and it showed me with two Rick's Life as I See It channels. One has absolutely nothing on it. Then I clicked on the other one, and my old channel's there. So I went, what the hell? So I resent out an email with the link to get back on. So we almost didn't have this show today. So just wanted to mention that to anybody out there who is on the mailing list but not in the show. So anyway, who was first in? Gun-loving Grandpa, Mystic Guns, Rich White, New York Outcast. Who else we got in here? Who else is coming in? Oh, come on. Where's my check on? Jerry Parker, John Brown Productions, Ozzy Osbourne. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's all great. A great holster you made for New York Outcast, looking good. And Jason Stewart's in there. Okay, so that's everybody in the chat so far. My panelists today, I got up here in the corner hiding behind my chat, is Night Strike. How you doing?
Hey, Rick, it's been a minute.
Yeah. Then we got the one and only New York Outcast.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for having me, Rick. I am no longer in the chat, so I can't see you talking crap about me out there, but just figure I put it out. So
don't worry, it's there. Yeah, it's there, Rob. It's there.
I know. It's a beautiful holster from Ozzy, which I'm proud to have.
Yes.
So thank you.
Yeah. Then we got Jason Stewart.
Good afternoon, Rick. Good to see everybody. Thanks for the invite.
All right. Then we got Rich from This Week Unloaded.
How's it going, everybody?
There we go. That's the panel so far. So, anybody. And I don't know if you guys out there on YouTube land are watching me. I've got a great stand for my new AR from rnldisplays.com. And it comes with that stand or a wall mount comes here. Not only that, he supplies the screws and the anchors to hang that on the wall too. You can't beat it. And instructions in plain English if you can't figure out how to put it together. It's amazing. And if you use Outcast and you get use it in the discount code, use the word Outcast. There you go. Just passing that along. Just because it's great. It makes my AR look great. Okay. Here we go. Who else has joined us? MK Joe's joined us. DJ Play Nice has joined us now. Black Cat Outdoors. I sent you an invite, Black Cat. If you can make it, I don't know if you can or not. But, all right. There we go. Okay, my topic, it was let's talk about guns and gun-related stuff if we can. Trying to stay off of politics. But I know we're going to go there because it's just the nature of the beast of this country at the moment, but we're not going to go there. So guns. Anybody bought any new guns lately? Everybody knows I bought the AR.
I almost bought another rifle yesterday.
Oh, yeah, almost.
Almost. I didn't.
What rifle was it?
Oh, it was a Savage 62.
Okay, all right.
I decided, you know what? I've got a Savage 64. I don't really need to buy a 62. The only difference is, like, I think there's an inch difference in the barrel length.
Yeah, Black Cat Outdoors is calling me a shill. Says I'm shilling for the big R&L now.
Yeah, he also thinks you're on StreamYard, so I mean.
Yeah.
I'm on Tube. I'm on GunTube. And I don't know why other people don't use it. It's the only thing it doesn't do is you can't put up little windows of what people are chatting about. You know, but besides that, it does everything else. Unlimited amount of people in the chat. You know, it's, you know.
Yeah, you aren't just limited to 10 people.
Yeah, and not only that, it's free. I mean, if you want to make a donation to GunTube, you certainly can. But, you know, that's the main thing about it. You get all this and it's free. So come on over to GunTube for your live streaming needs.
See,
just for the record, that stand is worth shilling for. I mean, look at Rick. He looks like the man right there. He looks younger, absolutely. Thinner. He's a badass. Look at that man.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Black Cat's here. Watch out.
Cat Outdoors.
Yeah, I just realized this isn't StreamYard, so I actually can join.
Yeah, we can hear Tactical Pocket Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're playing ball.
You mean you're throwing the ball and the dog is trying to get it in its mouth to bring it back?
Yeah, pretty much. It's a pretty small ball.
It's a pretty small dog.
So,
see,
anybody else bought any new guns?
That's it.
That's small.
So, if you bought,
no,
you just got a new holster.
Yeah, now, I've been playing with that. I opened it before I even got home.
Now, does Aussie actually have a company name?
From my knowledge, you got to find him on Instagram. So
okay.
If he does or has any better info, please contact me, and I'd be happy to share it with people, Ozzy. But to my knowledge, it was Instagram. So maybe, I got bad knowledge. I don't know.
Okay. Oh, he did put in the chat, but you said you can't see the chat anymore. He said, I got my AR display stand yesterday, and as soon as he develops the stand for Glock mags, I will get a second one from my Ruger Charger. So there you go. They want you to make all other kinds of stuff now.
Nice.
That looks like a 1911.
Okay, guys, see that?
Yes.
That's a 1911.
I didn't get anything new, but I've been working on this 1911. I put in a stainless steel extractor because it had a black one in there.
How's it working out?
This is a Ruger, and I swapped it out to black sights on the top.
Is that the one you no, wait, that was a Colt you sheared the sights on, wasn't it?
Yeah, this is a Ruger 1911 here. I changed the sights on it, and I cleaned up the looks. This really helped a lot compared to having that black extractor in there.
Yeah.
And
very cool.
Painted the front sight.
Ooh, nice.
Just been working on a few things. I went in the bottom edge of the mainspring housing, gives you that little rough edge, that's hitting your palm. I radiused all that off, angled it off, smoothed it off. I got hit it with a little bit of bluing still, but I've been just trying to fix this gun up a little bit. I think I'm going to try fitting a different grip safety on it, but gun's polished up. It's good. I replaced a lot of springs in it yesterday. Just trying to freshen it up, man. Make a nice little pistol.
Huh. Okay, that's good. Oh, Ozzy says he's not in the holster business. It's just a hobby for him. When I retire, it may grow into more. So there you go. Oh.
He's being too humble.
Yeah. Must be a big hobby because I've seen a lot of YouTube channels. I've seen a few of them with that holster. Or
Well, I
maybe.
guess you got to be really cool to get an Aussie holster then.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How the hell did you get one then, Rob?
Rob, that's just because you have that
Robert.
Billy D. Williams cool voice.
Yeah.
So
Mine
he's going to preach to us about Star Wars now?
I think
Lando.
that holster would look good with my
Yeah, baby.
my Smith & Wesson 380 EZ Performance Center pimp gun. That holster would look really good,
I think
Probably
Rick's
would.
dropping hints here, guys.
And then, so nobody else. I mean, I know with the firearm shortage and the ammo shortage that people aren't buying that many guns, but they're out there. I mean, I think I paid a fair price for that. That is a nice holster. It really is.
You're missing one other shortage, Rick. It's the I'm broke shortage.
Yes, I fall in that category too. Yeah.
Well, I did buy an upper for an AR I was building the other day.
Yeah, well, pretty soon all them uppers and lowers are going to be serialized.
Yeah.
I have to look it up. I just saw a deal today. I can't remember what company it was, but they had a 7.62 by 39 pistol upper. I think for $275. That's the cheapest I've seen for a while for a complete upper.
Yeah.
No bolt carrier group with it, but it was still a completed upper. You know what I mean?
What kind of upper did you get, Night Strike?
Oh, I decided to go completely nuts, and I set up a Magpul MOE build.
Ooh.
So it was the Magpul MOE upper with the MOE handguard and the rear M-bus, and then the lower has the black Magpul MOE stock on it.
Somebody's spending that big gun tube money.
No, it's just something I've been working on.
16-inch rifle? Is that what it is?
16, yeah. Mid-length. I'm not a big fan of carbine.
Oh, nice.
I went mid-length because I like to use the bayonets, whether people like them or not. Regardless, it's just I gotta have a bayonet now.
Might say you need to make a video of you doing a bayonet charge. I really want to see that.
I have done one.
Cry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But hey, you don't want to see me do a bayonet charge with the bayonet on my M1. I'm just telling you right now.
What's up?
No, I really do.
So we got a new member to the panel here, Squib. How you doing?
Welcome, Squib.
Good afternoon, all.
Night Strike, I don't want to interrupt Squib, but did you actually hit the target when you bayonet charged it?
Yes, I can hit the target.
Okay, I was just checking.
I want to know you didn't hurt yourself though when you charged it, did you?
No, thank you.
Okay.
No, it's just disassembling guns that he hurts himself.
Okay.
No, no, just stop.
The knife won't cut you, the gun will.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think.
Oh,
that's
come on,
what
Night
Rick
Strike.
does.
Through the target.
I haven't been in a live stream in like 2 months. I got to make fun of you.
Please stop.
Yeah. So, Squib, about my I was asking anybody bought any new guns lately or anything to do with guns.
Yeah, every single day.
You buy something every day, huh?
Okay, no, every
A hell of a credit card.
I tell you, but the amount of he does unboxings, he must do. The UPS, you UPS and FedEx, you all must be on first name terms. You know?
I shouldn't say that I buy every day. I buy usually a day or two after New York Outcast tells me not to spend money. That's when sometimes I do it 5 minutes after he tells me not to spend money.
Yeah. So I mean, I watched the one you done. Was it this morning about Midway with
Yeah.
When did that come? I mean, how long ago was that one? Because sometimes you have boxes sitting there for a while.
Oh, it just comes and goes. I've probably got 25 boxes or padded packs downstairs that have yet to be opened.
Oh man, it's nice to be able to afford to do that and not worry about it. Yeah.
Well, I work at a job I don't like, but it provides, so it's a trade-off.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a package from Sarco today, so kind of forgot I ordered that.
That's a rifle company, right?
No, they sell gun parts and
Okay.
and reproduction parts and things like that.
Yeah, I bought a lot of surplus parts from them.
Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, gun related. I happened to I don't know. I think you put it out a couple of weeks ago, but what's his name? That YouTuber, Kentucky Ballistics. He actually he actually showed his gun actually blowing up.
Yeah,
when he was behind it. So wow, he was lucky.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just stick a thumb in it.
Yeah. But,
And what's even luckier is the fact that one hit his hat and not his head. If that had hit him in the head, he'd have been done.
Oh,
the
absolutely.
neck wouldn't have mattered.
And it was bad enough that he had grazed his artery in his throat. I mean, as his T-shirt says, put a thumb in it. By sticking his thumb in his throat, kept him alive.
Yeah, and remember, that T-shirt was his wife's idea.
Yeah. But I was watching the video, and when he showed that gun exploded.
Oh yeah.
Man, that
But the T-shirt. What about the T-shirt?
It says
Thought it was his dad's
says
idea.
stick a thumb in it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's to help him
The
raise money
T-shirts to
because
sell,
he's gonna be
yeah.
out of work for a while and stuff. So to help raise money for it, he's selling a T-shirt that says "stick a thumb in it" or "stick your thumb in it."
yeah,
So he's more or less cashing in on his atrocity or whatever.
Brittany, do you want to remind her to lay down for
Oh,
an hour
sure.
and a half to chew?
Yeah, when he pulled that trigger, it didn't take long for things to go bad, did it?
Oh, it did. I mean, amazing that the back of that gun, the way it came, it just blew off and sheared everything, and it all went back and hit him in the face and the throat.
Isn't that amazing? That much mechanical destruction from just a bullet round.
Yeah. But were they reloads or were they just Army surplus? Because he said from what he could figure out, it was overcharged, or it was a very hot round.
I don't think he knows. He was shooting flap rounds, is what he was shooting.
Yeah, he said in the video that he was under the impression when he bought them that they were military surplus, but after shooting them, he's not sure anymore.
He said they were $100 a round.
Yeah, well, they haven't made those in decades.
No.
So they're like rolled. It could be that the powder degraded and somehow that did something. I don't know what kind of powder they used in those. I don't think they've made those since like the 70s.
Yeah, he was saying that the guy that makes the rifle or owns the company that makes the rifle said that thing had to produce for that to shear off the threading that held on the end cap like it did. That thing would have had to been in excess of 85,000 psi.
Yeah, and as it blew off, then it knocked off those two studs that hold it all together.
Yeah, and those were the safety feature to prevent that from happening, and it just sheared those right off.
Oh yeah, and one went
That's
through
what
his
hit him
back,
in.
the
That's
other
what
one
hit him.
his throat.
Yeah, the safety feature is actually what hit him in the throat and almost hit him in the head.
Yeah. Now, because hitting in the throat and his blood going, because his lung collapsed too. That's why they had to open him up or stick a thing in his side or whatever he was saying.
After it hit him in the throat, it went down and punctured his lung.
Okay, that's why his lung collapsed.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah. And luckily his father was there doing the filming, and that's what saved him. Basically, because rushing him to, the hospital.
Yeah, his dad saw what happened and ran over real quick and just shoved his thumb in the wound.
Yeah.
And then once he got his senses back, told him to do it, to take his thumb and stick it in there. And got him over to the truck and took off to go meet the ambulance and whatnot.
What's that you're eating there in New York? Is that an ice cream?
No.
Oh.
It's a cup full of goodness.
Oh.
Fruit with whipped cream. Kind of like a parfait, but I didn't add any yogurt.
Last time you got into the fresh fruit, you got in trouble, so hope nobody's watching.
Man, we filled a 5-quart saucepan with this last night and ate it for dinner.
Well, there you go. Nothing wrong with that.
I had to deal with customer service for RCBS this week. Went just fine. My case trimmer for my rifle cartridges, I over tightened a screw on it and broke it. And it wasn't just a screw, it went to an actuating rod. And it didn't look like it was anything I could buy or make or anything. So you can buy the whole top unit. So I went out on the internet trying to find it, and it's like sold out everywhere, It's like, damn. Well, it took like 15 minutes on hold, but I called RCBS Tuesday or Wednesday. I called them and waited on the phone and just told them this part broke. I didn't tell them I did it or nothing. And they asked me if I knew the part number. I told them yes. And the very next question was, what's your name and address? Didn't say a word. No cost, no charge, no nothing. And he sent me everything I need to really pretty much rebuild it because he said you need to replace all this stuff at once. And I got it in the mail today.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Oh, I ordered my, my powder. What the hell's the word for them now? Let me have a look, see if I can bring it up here, see if my computer is working. Powder charging die. That's what I'm ordered today for 223 because I originally ordered the ultimate die set for 223. And it comes with 4 dies. So I thought everything I needed was in here.
It is.
It doesn't come with the powder charging die. It comes with 2 sizers. It comes with a full length sizer.
Yep.
Then a collet. Is that how you pronounce it?
A collet sizer. Yep.
Yeah. Then it comes with a collet sizer in there. So I ordered because because I use my turret press with the automatic powder thing on there. So I ordered one of those. So hopefully that'll be here in a few days. But I found this. Actually, I got this. What was it? $65. This cost me. This die set. From Lee. It wasn't from Lee. It was some company on Amazon that I got it from. But what I'm after is the I can't remember the exact name for them, but it's like a quick release that goes on top of the so you can put the dies in and they sit in this, then you just turn the whole thing. The whole thing lifts out with your dies already in it, and you stick them in a container.
Yeah, it's a turret head. You just swap out heads.
Yes. Well, I originally the last one I bought when I bought my 380 dies, I paid $15 for it. The cheapest I can find right now is $55.
Yeah, Rick, that's the reloading market today.
You know?
Okay, so for those out there who aren't into reloading and they're going, what is he talking about? Okay, so the head on the turret press is the piece at the top that's shaped like a disc. It's got holes drilled in it and they're threaded so you can screw the different dies in. Now, when you're setting up your reloading setup, you're going to turn the dies up or down, dial them in more or less for each function. You have to have them at a certain height in order to do the function. So once you get them set, you lock them in with a locking ring. It's like a little nut that locks them in place, right? And if you go to reload a different caliber, you've got to take them all out, put that one in, dial that one in, and you threw your original setting off. So if you can just take the head of the turret off and drop another one on there and then set that one up for that caliber and dial it in, yeah, like what Rick's showing there.
Yeah, this is for a 380.
Yep. So you spend more in parts, but you save time because once you've got those dialed in, you usually don't have to make any adjustments. Once you got them locked down, you don't have to make any adjustments. My turret press is dedicated for 44 Magnum and 44 Special, and it's set up perfect. And I don't want to change it. Don't want to.
Yeah,
and it really doesn't take that long to reset it, but once you get it going, it's a time saver.
Yeah, then I put them in this little container so they stay nice and you know. So, but what I'm saying is to get that turret, $55. They're gouging you. That's what they're doing.
So really, the turrets I was looking at, I want to get a Lyman T-Mag, and I think the heads are $85 or $90 a head.
Yeah. So I'm anyway, what I'm going to do right now is because I don't have to reload 45 ACPs because I got a couple of thousand rounds of those already made. So I'm going to use that one for the 223 dies. And when the price finally goes down, I'll buy another one and put the 45 back in. So that's my plan anyway. That's what. So I got the charging die coming. But as I was saying, I think I said it on Wednesday. Why I thought those small primers were rifle primers, I don't know. But when I pulled them out of the corner, they're Magnum small pistol primers. So I don't have any rifle primers to load 223. So I talked my cousin in to give me some powder. I've been over there 4 times now.
What powder did you get from him?
What?
What powder did you get from him?
I ain't got any yet. But what I'm saying is I talked him into giving me some, but I've gone over there 4 times to get it, and he hasn't been home. I don't know whether he's avoided me or what, you know. So, but I'm going to see if I'm willing to pay him. I told him I'll pay him for it, but see if he's got a couple of hundred primers he can let me have too. Because I know he told me he had plenty, you know. So I'm hoping he's willing to get rid of them. Anyone know if Rick is single? That display is firing me up. I am not married, no girlfriend. So there you go. You know, and I don't lean the other way either. You know, I'm a normal person, a normal guy. I mean, when I fill out the 4473, I check male. I don't check the non-binary column. You know?
What do you mean, you people?
So, what else has been happening in your world with the gun related? Anybody do any shooting lately?
You're funny.
Well, I went shooting last week? I went
at the range.
I know. I went and shot the AR again. I shot 20 rounds, trying to get my iron sights lined in, and with the with the red dot off, but they're co-witnessed. It's not the lower ones. These are the full upper. Looking right through it, it's shooting. I think it's shooting high. So I need to lower the front sight. I think that's what I got to do. So I got the tool. So I got to get over there. And I didn't shoot 20 rounds with the front sight. I only shot about 4 or 5, realizing it needed adjusting, and I didn't have the tool to do it. And I didn't know you could do it with a bullet. Somebody showed me. I saw that on YouTube. But so the rest of them, I turned my red dot back on and shot the rest of them with that. But then most of the time I spent shooting 22s with my lever action. And we stuck one of those little 22 spinning targets where you hit 4 of them, then you hit the top one and it all resets them at 40 yards. Mind you, my lever action has a scope on it. I was nailing those son of a bitches. So I'm doing that because I'm meant to be going, because now they got my new hips and I'm walking. I'm out of shape, I know, but I'm walking and trying to get in shape. And because I plan on going our squirrel season starts here in Indiana August 15th. And my cousin always goes first day of the season. So I said I'll go with him. So there we go. Let me send you some mac and cheese. I'll make you fall in love. No, mac and cheese will just make me barf.
Love can make you sick, Rick.
Yeah, if you invited me over for dinner and you served mac and cheese, I would eat it just to be polite. But otherwise, I don't touch the stuff. So
No. See, what you got to do if you're going to make Rick mac and cheese, you got to top it with American cheese, and let that melt.
What if it had more substance, Rick, like with some shredded pork or some bacon in it? Would that make it more palatable?
Maybe, like sort of pulled pork or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I was at. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
pulled pork or
yeah,
shredded pork, whatever. Whatever.
Yeah, I might be able to, take care of it. If it's shooting high, raise the front sight. Okay. All right.
Yeah, you raise the front sight and that brings your barrel down because of the way the sights work.
Okay.
When you lower it, the barrel actually is going to come up.
All right.
Rick,
all right.
There's a question out there in the chat. Do you mind if I answer it?
Yeah, go for it.
So MKJO, for reloaders, do you hand load hollow points? Yeah, I do. I make hunting and self-defense ammunition in my reloads, or hand loads. The difference between a reload and a hand load is all new components, and you kind of taking your time with it. You're making small batches. Reloading, you use brass that's fired at least once, and usually you're mass producing. That doesn't mean you can't reload 500 self-defense rounds. You could, but typically in bulk, you're doing training and target ammo. My hunting ammo up until last year was all hand loads. Last year I used some reloads in there. I used some once or twice fired brass, and it worked out just fine.
Yeah, I reload defense ammo too. I got some somewhere. I was looking for it. I don't know where. Since I've done the reorganization in my room here, I don't know where in the hell I put it. But yeah, I reload hollow points too for self-defense ammo. Now when I go, that's a question, gun related. When I go, I'm using a 22, so does it matter what 22 I'm using?
22 what, Rick?
Well, like I got 22 that says varmint on them. To me, a squirrel's a varmint.
Oh, 22 long rifle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they all just got a name to it. Maybe one bullet's a little bit faster than the other one, but
okay.
They're all 22.
Yeah. Well, the other day I shot 100 rounds. Well, I finished off 100. I had 100 rounds of 22, and it had "Merry Christmas 2016" on there. That's when I bought them. So they're the ones I shot the other day, and I got thousands of rounds of 22s here. So.
And when you're reloading self-defense ammo or hunting ammunition, not only can you cook it up to whatever works, if you start playing around with it, you might find something that works a little bit better for that particular gun, especially like for hunting, right? But you can also do it very affordably. One of the cheapest calibers for me to shoot is 44 Magnum. Seriously. Because I've got a dedicated setup for it, and I've got so many components, and I've bought in bulk. It's not only easy, but I mean, compared to buying it, oh yeah, all day long I can shoot 44 Magnum, and it doesn't even affect the credit card.
Oh, there you go. Defense dads go, wait, you're not supposed to just drill out a full metal jacket to make hollow points? It's so much cheaper. Then he goes, just kidding, newbies. Don't do that.
I don't know. If you want to go cheap, ask Outcast. Do you drill out your full metal jackets to make hollow points?
You could take a Phillips screwdriver to your 22s, man. Make a segregated bullet.
Yeah, you just drill them out, and then you take a razor blade and score them so they expand properly. Yeah.
Unknown user, what the hell is this? You guys still hanging around waiting for another stimulus check? I could do. If they want to give me some of my own money, by all means, do it.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah. But can I claim it's my own money? Because since I've become disabled, I haven't paid any taxes. I don't earn enough.
Yeah, my income is untaxable.
So yeah,
mine's income taxes anyway.
I don't pay no taxes on mine either.
Yeah, I think if you don't pay income tax, you shouldn't be allowed to vote.
Hey, mine came from military service. Thank you very much.
The only way you should be tax-free from military service is if you get the CMH.
Mine is service connected.
Hey, if I didn't get disabled, I would still be working. So mine's my Social Security disability, which I paid into, for years and years and years.
But think about it like this. If you had one candidate who says, I promise to raise taxes, another one says, I promise to lower taxes. If you don't pay taxes, you don't really care. But if you pay taxes,
because my wife pays income taxes.
Yeah.
I'm voting for the guy that's
following me. Never mind.
I do care. I don't pay taxes. I do care because when they raise taxes, all that means is corporations pass the tax on to me by increasing prices to pay the higher tax the government wants them to pay.
I'm talking about income taxes. Income taxes. Income tax.
Oh.
Income. Not sales tax.
My name's Rob, and I like guns.
Well, yeah. Well, I still vote for somebody who would lower income tax for people.
Rob's wanting to change the subject because he's going to vote for the guy that raised the income taxes. We see how it is now.
Yeah.
I like guns.
That's not a denial.
So, anyway,
I think that was the point.
No squib load. No income tax equal no vote. No. I paid income tax all the way up until I got hurt. So, and I think as unknown user said, I paid way more in taxes than I have ever taken taken back in disability.
A
Yeah.
dead man pays no tax. But
And
he
have
still
you
can
got
vote.
proper
Yes.
representation for those taxes? That's the question.
Shit, Jason, what do you mean a dead man doesn't pay taxes? Have you seen the goddamn death tax?
Yeah, but the guy didn't pay it.
Oh yeah, he did. It comes out of everything that he earned.
Can't take it with you.
So, anyway, just want to remind everybody, any new people in the chat, I got my AR behind me on that stand. Comes from rnldisplays.com. It comes with a with the wooden stand to put it on, or it's got a. I know it's wrapped up in bubble wrap, but it's got a metal thing that you can bolt on the wall to hang it on instead, and it even comes with the screws and studs to hold it on the wall, and they hold up to 22 pounds each. So I don't, unless you've got a lot of shit hanging off your AR, it ain't gonna weigh more than that. So, and it comes with instructions in case you don't know how to put it together in plain English that you can read. It's not in Chinese. It's made in the USA. So, also you can get a 10% discount by using Outcast in the code. When they ask for your discount code, put in Outcast and you'll get 10% off. So there you go. Just wanted everybody to know that. If they would like one of those. USA made. You can't beat that. All right. Hey,
Good man, Rick.
Joined us.
How's it going, guys?
All right, not too bad.
Oh,
Yo.
Go.
Yeah. So anyway, you buy any new guns or gun-related stuff this week, Guns and Barbecue?
Yeah, just got a SKS off my uncle today, then ended up laying away another AR pistol earlier this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yep.
That he pays income taxes.
Yeah. Kind of SKS, brother.
I used to pay income taxes. So I think, no, I don't know. You're wrong, Squib. No income tax, no vote. That's bullshit. It really is. Because I paid taxes all the way up until I got hurt.
it used to be if you didn't.
Yeah, go on.
It used to be if you didn't pay property taxes, you couldn't vote.
Didn't he also used to be if you didn't own land, you couldn't vote?
Well, that's what the property taxes prove, that you own land.
Yeah.
And if you were black, you couldn't vote. Sons of a bitch.
Yeah,
Squib, you got any land?
But look, man, like most of my girlfriends never worked, and my wife didn't work. I just didn't have that. I was the breadwinner. So even though my wife doesn't work, she still gets to vote.
I think that if you own property in another state, you should be able to vote in that state too, because you're paying property taxes on it.
Oh, now that's just heresy. I don't believe that at all.
Nope. You charging me taxes for the land I own in another state? I should be able to vote in their election. Otherwise, don't freaking tax me. No taxation without representation.
Hey.
No representation without taxation.
Colonial days, you in some of the colonies, you actually could, if there was no that you had to live there, you just had to own property there.
Now wait a minute. I think that's kind of a valid argument from Squib. We don't want people voting across state lines and all this and that and the mess we had, but that is an issue though. If you own land like residential property, not like, I own a corporation over there or something, but if you own a home in that state, your vacation home or whatever, maybe you should have a say in
Yep.
their governor or their senators or representatives.
Yeah, but look at what happened in Georgia during the special election when you had a bunch of lefties going down there and renting homes just so they could vote in that special election.
Okay, well, I'm just saying one vote for president, but if you live there and have a legitimate address there or your second home, you should be able to decide in those state elections.
Yeah. I mean, it would be no different than renting a place in California and flipping that state, huh?
California doesn't have the law that allows you to do that, though.
You're not, once again, never mind.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a good point. If you own a house, a second house or property in some area, and that state or local town or whatever, wants to raise the property taxes, shouldn't you have a say in if they can or not?
Yep. But you can't because of the way the system is. That's why I say, if you're gonna have an income tax, whether it be state, federal, or city, then if you pay that, okay, you pay that. If you don't pay that for whatever reason, you should not be allowed to vote in that municipality, period. If you're paying property taxes in that municipality, you should be allowed to vote even if you own property in all 50 states. That's because you're paying for that. You're paying for that. And you can affect change. You can affect things that'll improve the infrastructure or would affect the schools there, or, well, that's part of the infrastructure, or a lot of things. And you could say, well, you can't live everywhere all at once. No, but what if I was a rich a-hole and I decided I just want to travel around, or what? It doesn't matter. None of that really matters. At the end of the day, you are paying taxes, and we founded this country on no taxation without representation. Don't tax me if I don't have any say in what goes on here. Now, I can understand how they've got sales tax and stuff like that. That's kind of a little bit more difficult to enforce. But property or income tax? No.
Couldn't you say school tax would fall into that as well for people that don't have children?
There's no.
They wouldn't need to pay, right? Because they don't
taxes.
have skin in the game.
I'm fine with that.
That I'd agree to.
Yeah, school taxes generally come out of your property taxes.
Yeah, that comes out of your property taxes.
Yeah,
but let's say
I just
they
don't
gave you a
agree
discount.
to it with people that don't have kids. In a sense, I think you should get charged for the services you take part in, you use personally.
And that's just it. The less popular services would fall to the wayside. But let's say whatever the state gives the school district for having a kid in there, you got that for homeschooling instead of the school getting it. You'd see the schools straighten up. They'd be a lot more accountable because suddenly it'd be like, wait a minute, we're getting, I don't know, let's throw a magical number up there. $20,000 a year per student. Now imagine if the state cut you a check for $20,000 if you homeschool. Now, of course, you're going to have to, do the paperwork and prove all this stuff. And you got to follow the rules. It's not just free money like Biden wants to give you. But now suddenly the schools are going, wait a minute. Because right now, like where we're at, we have schools of choice. So if you live in the hood and you want to drive, 10 miles, drive your kid 10 miles to the suburbs so they can go to school without the issues you got in the hood, you have the ability to do that. And that school district gets state money for that kid attending, even though the kid doesn't live in the district. They won't go down there and pick them up in a bus and bring them. You've got to, out of your own pocket, provide transportation. But because of schools of choice, the schools have gotten somewhat competitive to get that extra money. Imagine if schools of choice went for homeschooling or private school. Let's say private school cost you $40,000 a year, but you got that $20,000 from the state because you put your kid in private school. Now it's costing you half as much. Once again, you're breeding competition. Now the schools have to be accountable. It's capitalism. Yeah. That's America.
That was the whole point of the school voucher program. Instead of the money going to the schools that aren't doing shit, people would have the option to get the voucher and use that voucher to send them to a private school.
Yeah. So, anyway, real quick, I'm going to backtrack on a question here. Unknown user to me. He wanted to know what kind of AR that is. It's an M&P. It's an M&P 15. That's what it is.
Sport 2.
The what?
M&P 15 Sport 2.
Yes. And it came with a Crimson Tide red dot on it.
Crimson Trace, Rick.
Crimson Trades. That's right. I keep thinking of the football team.
Crimson Tide. Yeah, I was going to say Crimson Tide is Alabama.
Yeah, I keep thinking of the football team.
It's the Alabama Bug Blaster.
Yeah. So, yeah, a red dot on it, and I put those iron sights on it. And then he wants to know what's the website for the stand again. rnldisplays.com. And use discount code OUTCAST for 10% off. So there you go. All right. Then we got, what's it, unknown user at Squiblo. That's basically stripping votes from the poor by giving the rich more of a voice. And Squib says, screw the poor.
Poor people
Nobody
piss
listens
me
to the
off.
poor anyway.
Shouldn't he follow that up by just charge it on the credit card?
Hey, better watch it, Squib.
You know, I don't know, but I don't think we should pay any taxes, to be quite honest with you. You know,
I could see if they had an across the board sales tax on everything, nobody gets away from it, right? And you could have a sales tax on a sales tax. So the distributor pays the sales tax to the manufacturer, and then the retailer pays the sales tax to the distributor, and you pay the sales tax to the retailer. And the more you spend, the more money you pay in sales, or the more you acquire, the more you buy, the more you pay in taxes. But don't tax my property, don't tax my income, hands off. Because there's plenty of people who don't have property to tax, but yet they enjoy the benefits where they're living, you know, or there's plenty of people who get out of paying income taxes.
Renters chip in on that too with their rent in a sense. So you can state everybody that rents still pays taxes. They're just paying it included in their rent. I mean, that's just one way to look at it. So I'm not trying to start anything either way, but if you pay to live, you're paying taxes one way or the other.
Yeah, because the landlord has to pay the tax on the building you're renting from him. And so he's getting some of that money for that out of your rent.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay. All right.
I'm sorry to throw you off, Squib. Relax, man.
No. Okay. Every time I try to make a point, you guys start arguing semantics. All right. And you're nitpicking little things and you're avoiding the big issue, but that's fine. That's fine. Taxes are always going to be a sore subject with me. I pay a butt ton in taxes for a bunch of lazy people who don't do a damn thing. And that's just the way it is. But that's the price I pay for living in the best country on this earth.
But you have to realize, Squib, at one point, the taxes other people paid your salary while you were in the military.
Yeah, 25 years ago.
Yeah, but it came from somewhere, didn't it?
Yeah, and the best part is the
Touche.
people that were paying, the government that was paying your salary from the taxes of others were then turning around and taking income taxes out of the money that they were paying you.
I know. I remember. Yeah. I remember having to pay in.
Bastard.
I remember living below poverty level in the military and then actually having to pay in every year on taxes and scraping by. So don't talk to me about any of that crap.
No, I was just talking.
The military was a
irony
choice.
of it.
The military
was my point.
The military was a choice, and I don't regret it. I'm not saying that taxes shouldn't go to pay for teachers or police or military or firefighters. But what I'm saying is that if you level the playing field where everybody does have skin in the game, we're all paying taxes based off of something other than how much we make, or if we have there's no waivers. One way or the other, there's no waivers. There's no more nonprofits. All of that gone. No more hiding your money in these foundations and all this other stuff. That's what I'm saying. Maybe across the board sales tax would be a way to get rid of all that.
Yeah. I see your point there, Squib.
Yeah, no, I was talking about was the irony of the federal government paying your salary and then taking federal income taxes out of what they just paid you.
Exactly.
It's absolutely insane if you stop and think about it.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. When you're in the military, until you get to a certain rank, until you've been in long enough and you're to a certain rank, or unless you're an officer, you are living dirt poor. I remember growing up that way.
Oh, yeah.
and whatnot. But that's part of being in. It's part of being in. And I accepted that. But the thing about that is it's okay.
This can relate to guns too, because when you buy a gun, you get taxed, and then when you go sell a gun and they resell it, the same gun gets taxed again. Or DMV, how many times does somebody have to pay tax on the same car after it sells? I think a lot of this tax stuff is freaking ridiculous when you really think about it. And I've had places where I've had to get a permit from the county and the city, but that's not supposed to be a thing. Like you just, you go through the county and that's it. So, I mean, people are double dipping tax and robbing us all over the damn place. But in the
military, you have a chance for advancement, assuming the president doesn't start doing layoffs, and that just depends on who's in office. And as you advance, you start to make more money. At a certain point, you start to make money that allows you to raise kids and have a decent house and be able to live a decent life and that sort of thing. And if you're able to stay in the military long enough or get enough promotions or go from enlisted officer or something like that, that can really make a difference. If you say, all right, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of eating ramen noodles for every meal because that's all I can afford. You can, when your enlistment is up, you can always transition back to the civilian world. In my first 11 months as a civilian, I made more money than 3 years in the military. So there's a lot to be said about that. You're not trapped in the military for decades and decades and decades. It is a choice to enlist, and it is a choice to re-enlist if it's even available. In some cases, you can't even re-enlist. So if living poor and not feeling that it's really justified to tax me on living below poverty level is an issue, I have an out. All right. I think that being poor is a choice. People can say it isn't. And I can see how somebody can pull the rug out from underneath you and you're temporarily in a bad spot. But it's up to you to get out of that bad spot. If you don't want to be in that bad spot, roll up your sleeves and work. That's America. But sitting on your ass while somebody else is paying the bill, that's not America, man.
But that's, unfortunately, that's what the American people want today. It seems like. They want government to take care of them. Personally, that's what I
morons.
I'd say idiots, but that's just me. And on that note, Squib, Squib, I'll see you later. Rick, I'll see you later. You take it easy.
You too. Thanks.
I hope the rest of your show goes well.
Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Yeah.
The hell with the rest of us. All right, nice strike. Take care.
I guess that money I sent him must have. I'm in the club.
I guess my money didn't matter.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
It probably got lost in the mail.
Yeah. So
I sent him a coupon for KFC. He should have been thankful.
It was an expired coupon.
It's the thought that counts, damn it.
Oh.
See, now if you'd have sent him a coupon for Pizza Hut, you'd have been in right then.
I was trying to think, was it a state law or a federal law? When I lived in Connecticut, that no coupon was ever expired.
Man, what a socialist state.
What state is that? I'm on my way.
Outcast is, yeah, he's got a family.
Yeah, if you had
that's right up Rob's alley. I mean,
if you had a coupon that was past expiration date, it didn't matter. You could still use it. But
hey, Rob,
Rob,
you'll trade the mountains for a beach.
Yeah, On a discount. Damn
where'd
sure
you-
would.
Where'd you buy the beach there, Rick?
Who, me? When I lived in
Yeah.
yeah. When I lived in Rhode Island, I mean, you could see the Connecticut state line from where I lived, but the town I lived in was right there on the seaside. Mesquamaket Beach. Look it up. You know, it was, yeah, I lived there. Then of course, we had the sea down there in Connecticut too. I mean, all the rich people have all the property along the sea.
And
know?
because they have that property, they're allowed to vote.
Yes, and most of them live in New York. You know, most of them live in the city.
Outcast might have a beach house, and he just isn't telling us.
I know.
Nah, he's too cheap.
He's got a cabin in the woods, man. That's where he saw Bigfoot.
Now,
Yeah.
Come on now. Do you honestly think this guy's going to have a second house that he has to pay to maintain? Come on.
Hey, he's a contractor. He could build it with his bare hands.
That's why he's got a cabin. Nobody knows about it.
Hey, when people take off for the season, what I do in their place is up to me. Don't worry.
Hey, I think he does because, he shows his property, because you see his firing range, his shooting range. That's on his land.
Yep.
A non-seasonal resident.
No.
So, that's where he goes to spend for the week. That's where he goes for the weekends. You know? So, like when he gets off this show here, more than likely he's on his phone because he's driving to his cabin in the woods right now.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, there you go. Oh, it's 4:00 already. Damn. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? So, but hey, should I do my quiz for the swag pack?
Yeah.
All right. Hang on, let me when I reboot.
Hopefully you got a bunch of entries this week.
Yeah. Hang on, let me open it closed my program down when I rebooted when I was having my panic attack. Okay. All right. The question was a bunch of couple of patches and some stickers was I wanted to know what the main handgun used by the main character Spike Spiegel in the anime series Cowboy Bebop. And the answer was the IMI Jericho 94-1R. And that's a real gun. So, and we had... Oh, come on. Oh, here it is. For a minute, I thought I deleted it or closed it down. I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there was another one. 5. I know I had more than one. Come on. Who's missing off of here? Let me have a look. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I ended up with 6 entries only. I double checked my email to make sure, but I only had 6 entries, as far as I know. Unless somebody's emailed me after the deadline. Nope, I don't have any. So 6 entries.
There's no excuse for that, people. I gave you the answer on my show.
yeah, and even Will Noel Arn made a video about him.
Yeah.
So hit the draw now button. Oh, Alaska 556 is the winner. Let me write that down. So if you're out there, Alaska 556, I need your mailing address. I don't know if he's out there or not. I haven't seen him say anything, so I know I don't have his mailing address. Well, but I'll email him if he's not out there. So, So he's the winner. Okay. So, all right. This week's quiz is kind of strange. You guys might pick up the answer straight away, but it's to do with the what you call it, the old timer, the old Deputy U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves. What I particularly want to know, what was he arrested and tried for in 1887? That's all I'm giving you. He was one of the best deputy U.S. Marshals they had, and he was a U.S. Marshal for years and years and years. He had over 3,000 arrests and stuff. But I want to know what he was arrested for in 1887. He was arrested, and they actually had a trial. He went actually to court. So there we go. Email me at rickslife@gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. So that's
tax fraud.
And don't forget, we're still doing 2 weeks because
Cattle stampede.
Oh, somebody, I lost the main envelope, but somebody sent me some swag, and thank you very much. I appreciate it. But I'm trying to make it last until all the gun shows and stuff start back up. Like I don't go to them, but like the one in January, what's it called? SHOT Show, then the NRA and all them. That's where you can get a lot of swag, and a lot of people send me swag to help me, for my show. So I for what I've got, I need to spread it out. So that question there about Bass Reeves, today's the 8th. You got 2 weeks, so the 22nd. That was when I'll give the answers. You got to the 22nd of May to find the answer. So there you go. All right. What else? What else we got? So somebody actually put the link in the chat for the display that my AR is sitting on, but it's rnldisplays.com. Go there. And to get a 10% discount, use Outcast for the code. And you can have one of those. You can even have the one where it sits like that, or you can have the wall mounted. Comes with a wall mounted. It's not either or. You get both in the box. So your choice of what you want to do. There you go. Rich White put the link in the chat box right now. So there you go. No excuses. And if you choose that wall mount it, take a picture of it, and you can either send it to me or you can send it to New York Outcast.
It comes in 3 different colors? You got black, gunstock, and natural. Is that correct, Rick? Rob?
Yes, the natural was going to get discontinued, I guess. There wasn't much interest in it, but if there is, obviously I can do that. I also have a unfinished version that I plan on coming out. Patriot in the Dark requested that, so for any hobbyists or anything, the price will be reduced a little on that one because I didn't do the finished work. But yes, definitely check it out. If you do have any communications with it, there's even a spot at the site where if you give us some feedback or things like that, there's a discount code available as well there too. So please send us your pictures so we can add them and share it with anybody who's looking.
Yeah.
And PN Woods is asking if there's going to be a Glock Mag version of it.
That's the second person mentioned that.
Yep. Yeah. I've gotten a lot of requests for the Glock Mag. I currently have the mags basically ready. I've just been trying to find a Glock to fit them in to make sure that they're 100%. So
What about
mathematically, theoretically, they should work fine, but I can't build a jig until I personally 100% know.
What about that Glock that was in that holster video you just did?
That wasn't a Glock, Squib.
I don't think Outcast owns a Glock.
Not anymore.
I don't own one.
I don't.
I shot one, but honestly, I'm one of the few that the grip angles feels weird in my hand. You know, but that's just me. You know. So there we go. What? So you're going to have to buy a Glock to make this jig, by the looks of it.
I hope not. I've been talking with one store, and I've been waiting on a phone call from him back, and about to go check another store to see if I can, just pop in so they can do anything. So basically pop in and try to catch them by surprise, and maybe they'll just let me, or they can insert it into the firearm so they're not worried about me breaking anything or whatever. I just need to be sure it actually sits, locks in, and holds proper, because on the Glock ones at this point, I believe it's going to have to lock in because of the different size firearms that take that magazine, if that makes sense, and me not being able to account for the balance. So the magazine lock should actually work on the Glock. Won't be tight, but it should actually kind of lock in. That's my hopes. But again, until I actually have one in my hands, I can't call it good until I know. I like 99%. I would be willing to risk it, but this is business, so you can't do something that's not tested.
Yeah, that's what I was going to mention to you, Rob, is like, I know Woods, he's not asking about a Glock display to display a Glock. He's asking because he wants to display his PC carbine.
Yep.
Exactly. A lot of people I've even gotten pictures of, can you make one for this with a carbine like that? So, and the weight, the difference between, the handgun and PCC is going to be quite significant. So I had to come up with some way to kind of keep it locked stable.
What about just taking a Glock mag and running a bolt to it and bolting it to your display?
I could in theory, but to sell a Glock mag like that might be an issue for me, and two, it would be a problem because it would no longer be interchangeable. So I'm trying to keep the same thing going so you could pop it off a base, put it on a wall, or vice versa. So that's pretty much, trying to stick with that design in a sense if I can.
Okay. PN Wood says, I'm hoping to use your wall mount PC carbine or PC charger.
Yeah. I also got a question about if you're making an AK version.
I'm basically in the same boat with the AK. I've got the blinks, my templates cut out. Just waiting to try to fit it in one. So I'm hoping, again, I can try the local stores here and hopefully somebody will deal with me. Worst come to worst, I'll have to take a trip over to see Black Cat or something.
That's what he's not in. He's left, but yeah, I was just going to say that because he's only just across the border, ain't he? What about?
Yeah, she's a trip, but it'd be worth it just so I can get it done. Because
yeah,
being able to have hands on and visibly see myself is priceless versus just sending somebody something and they say it's okay.
Well, maybe
it's not their ass on the line; it's mine.
Has Kingpin got any of those firearms he can run? Where you can meet him somewhere.
I don't know, but I'm definitely open for ideas if anybody.
I know Kingpin does not have a Glock, and I don't think he has an AK-47 because I think he'd really like to have one.
Yeah.
So could I bring an AK to New York State?
Are they legal in New York State?
No, and I would think you might legally be able to drive through on the highway if you didn't stop anywhere. But coming for the purpose for me to try to fit something in there would probably technically be a crime.
Would I make it worse if I brought standard capacity magazines with it?
Oh yeah,
definitely. Each one would be considered a felony.
How about 2 AKs, both with different muzzle devices?
Don't come to my place. No.
I was going to say, Rob, what if we just paint the muzzle devices orange and call them airsoft guns?
Oh, yeah. We could talk offline.
Yeah. Oh, so we've had a couple of people join in this late. We've had Mr. Knives join the chat, and Vanessa's joined us. So we're almost at the end here. We're winding up. We're just getting on the, we're just basically having a conversation, forgetting the chat's there. All right, guys. You got anything else you want to talk about before we wind this up? So if anybody's out there, I'm looking for small small rifle primers and some powder from 223. Don't worry about the hazmat thing. Post office don't need to know what you're sending. Just
you got a bullet, Rick?
Send it,
How's your hip doing, Rick?
My hip's doing great. Oh, talking about that, yeah, my hip's doing pretty good. My back hurts, but not as much as it used to, because I'm not sort of tilted to one side or the other. I'm standing more straighter, so my back's not hurting much. I guess my back is a constant. Sitting here now, I'm thinking about it. It's not a constant 3, the pain level, but a lot of times I've got so used to it, unless I'm jerking myself some way or I lift something heavy, I can feel it in my back. But where I'm going with this is I actually went shopping yesterday, not Walmart. I went to another grocery store called Holiday Foods. It's a little chain here in this southern Indiana here, and it's actually closer than Walmart. I only needed I went to pick up salad stuff. Actually, that's what I went.
Nice. They salads and a display stand. You're moving up, buddy.
They got a good produce department in there. They don't have a huge selection, but what they have is top-notch stuff. So I went in there. But anyway, I walked up and down the aisles in there. Didn't even use with just pushing the shopping cart. Well, the time I got out, back in my truck, be honest with you, I was more out of breath than I was anything else, because I'm not doing anything for 8-9 years. I'm so out of shape, it's unreal. So, but anyway, what I did like about this store, right? Unless you say I'll do it, they carry your groceries out to your vehicle for you, because they have people that bag your groceries for you. Then they take them out to your vehicle for you.
Now, are you allowed to tip them?
I did. He took it. I tipped him yesterday, and he took it. So I guess you are.
Cool. Yeah. I hate it when you try to, and they're like, "Oh, we can't." And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know. The only reason I did is to help you out. I don't know.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Knives, I got an AR-15, Smith & Wesson 15 Sport 2. That's what that is. So, in 223-556. Oh. That's right. He just
gorgeous.
Yes, it is. And it fires great. Hardly any recoil. That it has some. And I'll be honest, like the other day I shot it, my shoulder does hurt in the evening afterwards, but not, but the next morning, the soreness is gone, because it just aggravates the arthritis is what it does, but it's not that bad. So there we go. Yeah, what was I talking about?
You have a good hold on it when you're, you got it in the pocket of the shoulder, nice and tight.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
just checking because I know anything can seem worse than it is if you're not really holding it tight. So
I know.
I'd throw that out there.
When I'm shooting it, the recoil is minimal. But I say but in the evenings, I can feel my arthritis playing up on me, on my left shoulder, on my left shoulder. But by the next morning, it's normally gone down. It doesn't flare up, So, which is good. I mean, the only thing about them, and I've known this all the time. Damn, it's loud. If any weapon should come standard with a silencer or whatever you want to call them, should come with one as standard. Because they are loud.
What, the AR?
Yeah.
No.
What do you mean no?
I think they're loud.
No.
Yeah, there's much
louder side.
There's many firearms that are louder than an AR-15.
Yeah, still loud though. I think especially like if you're around other people or in a dugout or something like that, like a military firing line, pull your earplugs out, and holy good God, they're loud. In my opinion, kind of instant pain. So I can see it being an issue, especially people shooting in indoor ranges, things like that. So not, unbearable, but definitely loud, by my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. It's louder than any other. I mean, don't forget, I don't have that many. I only have, long guns. I only have a shotgun, a 22 lever action, and that AR. That's it. Most of my firearms are all handguns. And that AR is louder than any handgun I got. I guess that's what I'm comparing it to. It's louder than anything else I shoot. It's the loudest firearm I have at the moment.
Louder than your 12 gauge?
Well,
my 12 gauge is louder than my AR.
Yeah, I imagine my 12 gauge is. I'll be honest with you, I haven't fired that 12 gauge in about 3 years. I need to get it because I'm afraid of my shoulders. That's why
just go out on the balcony and fire 2 blasts in the air.
Yeah. But I actually ordered I actually came in the other day. I got a pad to put on the end of that thing to help absorb some of the, a rubber sort of
a recoil butt pad.
Yeah.
For an AR-15.
No, for my shotgun, my 12.
Oh, yeah.
So I thought I'd pull it. Cause I said I haven't shot it in 3 years, so I thought I'd pull it out and shoot it when I go over to my friend's house next time I go.
If I took Joe Biden's advice with the shotgun and went outside and fired 2 shots up in the air, I'd still have 8 left.
I'd be in prison after the police showed up and arrested me.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Or dead.
Oh, I was talking to my brother emailed me out of the blue again. I don't know if I told you guys, was it Wednesday or Thursday he emailed me? Can't remember. But I think it was Wednesday. I think I told you guys the British oh goddamn, what do they call it? The health service over there, the free stuff.
Minister of Health.
Social medicine.
Hell, the name's gone out of my head.
National Health Service. The
National
NHS.
Health Service, yeah. NHS is what they abbreviated to over there. The NHS. They said they've been calling him on his phone every week for him to get his vaccination for the COVID. And he keeps telling them, no. He ain't doing it. But anyway, where I was going with this is, then we got the talking, and I said, well, I ain't doing it either. Then, I don't know. He asked me, one of his lines in there was, he asked me how my hip was doing and what else is happening. So I said, my hip's doing fine. I'm doing great. you know, it's and stuff. I said, what's happening? I said, I bought a new firearm. I said, I bought an AR-15, and he emails me back and goes, "You bought an assault rifle, huh?" I said, "It's not an assault rifle." I said, "It's an AR-15. AR stands for Armorite." You know. So anyway, he wasn't that, and he says, and then he goes, "Well," he said, "how many firearms you got?" So I told him I only had 10, but actually I got 11. I missed one, and I know people
always keep one back.
You know, so
gotta have a drop gun.
He goes, "What do you need that many for?" I said, "That ain't many." And I said, "My next question to you, why not?" is what I typed back to him. You know. So anyway, we're going to see. He said he's getting tired of. He's lived in the United Kingdom since 1972. Was it 72? Yeah, I think that's when my father retired over there. It was 1972, 92, 72, 82, 92. Yeah, it was 72 because I left there in 93, I think. I can't remember now. Anyway, he's lived there all this time in the United Kingdom. And he said, "I'm getting tired of it." He said, "I'm getting tired of it." Now, his wife is Russian. And they own property in St. Petersburg. Now, for them to have property, and she's rich, her parents left her money. So the only way a Russian is rich is they got to be crooked.
Hey,
you know?
Man, that's easy, man.
Especially after the Soviet Union.
That ain't right.
You got money in the Soviet Union was if you were part of the establishment.
That's what either the establishment or you're part of the Russian mafia. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's profiling.
You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, sometimes, profiling works for a reason there, Jason.
You know, but he did say, I mean, he said, actually, he says, believe it or not, he says, when we go over there, he said, I feel like I'm more free over in Russia than I am in England. You know, so I don't know. But anyway, where I'm going with this, he's going to sell. He says he's selling this. He's going to retire soon because he's only just. Let's see, what am I? 64. He's got to be coming up. He'll be 66 this month, or not this month. This year, in November. So he's retirement age. So he's about ready to call it quits. But he said he's going to leave England. He's going to keep his place in Russia, and he's going to buy an apartment down in Florida somewhere. You know, so I was like, damn.
So St. Petersburg, Florida, then is where.
Yeah, right.
All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I take that back.
It's not a bad area.
The Russian mafia.
Especially if you got money, it's not a bad area. It's right next to Clearwater, I believe. So, good times over there.
Yeah. Well, my brother's always earned good money because he got into computers back in the 70s when he left high school. So he was in the computer game before anybody else. So he was so he rose when they rose.
Depending where he gets his apartment, he might have a lot of fun.
You know,
catch my drift.
Move to the villages, man.
He's I know unless he's changed, which I doubt. He's a bit of a snob. You know, he doesn't like lower class people.
Well, tell him keep his ass over there. Shit. We got enough squibs over here.
Yeah. He doesn't mind using his credit cards, but he pays them off, just like Squib.
Yeah, but does he hand out job applications? Because I think that's my next move is to just walk around and start handing out people job applications.
No, he owns his own business. He's self-employed.
No, not to work for me, just to work in general.
Well, why?
I'm not going to be happy if I first time I meet him, he's like, I'll take a soda and go park the car.
Right now, you can earn more unemployment with the U.S. government giving you an extra $300.
I don't. I don't even come close with that extra money. Not even close.
No.
Hey man, hey Rob, don't knock it if he might tip well.
Yeah, depending on the car, I'll park it all right.
I remember. I mean, way back. I'm going back in the 90s now. My wife, my brother's first wife, they had him and her matching Mercedes. You know, that's what kind of guy.
Ding, ding, ding.
You know,
Nice. I like that. That's got class. That's got style.
you know, that's what I'm saying. That's the kind of guy he is. I'm the black sheep of the family, sitting out here in Indiana with an AR-15 wearing bib overalls. You know, and he's driving around in Mercedes and BMWs and shit. You know,
America.
You know, stuff. Oh well. I doubt if he'll ever come and see me anyway, because he's mad at the family right at the moment.
Don't feel bad, Rick. There's a lot of people that got to buy coolness and, exception from people. Don't worry about it. You're cool just the way you are with that display stand, buddy.
Oh, absolutely. That display stand makes me cool. I'm one part of the in crowd with that display from rnldisplays.com.
Yep.
So there you go. Oh, Patriot in the Dark decided to join us instead of being in the chat room here, but we're about ready to wind this up.
Yeah. Patriot's the only person that the coupon code actually made it to where he had to pay more.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and Patriot.
Is Squib calling me a shill in the chat there?
He's in the pocket of Big Rob.
I don't mind.
He's going to be walking around with bib overalls with this embroidered R&L Displays logo on there.
Yep.
Yeah, on the back it'll have the website.
Displays. On my bib overalls.
He'll go into Debs and people would be like, "What's that?" Oh, well, here, let me show you.
Yeah, so actually, maybe you need to send me another one I can use for a demo down at Debs.
Oh, I see how this is going.
Not only one as a demo, but maybe you can rig up a special one where I can show all the different mags it holds.
Rick's wanting the display kit.
Yeah, there we go.
He's going to become a door-to-door salesman, and we're going to get him back in the workforce.
Yeah.
Hey,
anyway, I'm getting out of here. Yeah, go on. What did you say?
I was just joking. I said, if you earn it, man, hey, I'll we can work it out.
Anyway, I'm gonna go. The cats need to eat. I need to eat, and I haven't decided what I'm having for dinner. Well, yes, I'm having a salad, but I don't know if I'm going to have anything with it.
An open-faced grilled cheese.
Maybe. I got plenty of cheese.
And a salad. Gosh, I'm loving this guy.
Yeah. Or I did buy. I know I shouldn't. I got the salad stuff, but I also bought some fried chicken too when I stopped at the fried chicken place. And what I was thinking of doing was peeling the skin back and just getting the chicken, the meat, and cutting it into pieces and throwing that in the salad.
Yeah, chicken's good in salad.
That's good.
But
that's why it's used.
So
come on over here, Rick. We're having ham tonight.
Oh yeah. With what?
I'm making this casserole with canned corn and cheddar cheese.
Canned corn.
That was that ham cooked at 140.
Yeah. It's not cream corn, is it?
No, it's canned whole kernel corn, and it's got green onions. It's got cheddar cheese. It's got cream cheese, hot sauce, red bell pepper, and bacon.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That don't sound bad. But, you know, as I said, if anybody invited me over for dinner and they put something in front of me, I would eat. I wouldn't say I'd get through everything, but I would eat it by being polite. You know, there's only a couple of things that I really, really will not touch. I don't care who you are. Even if the Queen of England served it up to me, I wouldn't eat it. And the main one is liver.
Oh,
You know?
It's not bad. Liver and onions.
No.
Fried up with a bit of butter. It's not bad.
No. Now, if you had a plate of liver and onions and a plate of mac and cheese and said, you got to eat one to stay alive or I'm going to shoot you, I'll eat the mac and cheese. You know? So, yeah. Liver. That just thinking about
hearts and gizzards.
You know, same
Yeah,
thing.
if you bread them and deep fry them, hell yeah.
All that kind of stuff I don't like. But liver, I mean, I'm gagging just thinking about it sliding down your throat. Ugh. You know? Oh, God, no. So, no. Give me the shivers just thinking about it. So,
remember Dukes of Hazzard, Boss Hogg would have a big old bloody plate of liver, just tearing it up.
I know. I don't know how people can eat it. I mean, all that kind. I'm saying when I was younger and I was in the meat bit game. I know we're going back in the 70s and 80s now.
That's what she said.
You know, but a lot of English people ate that stuff like it's going out of fashion. But I don't know about the
Do it up just like sirloin tips.
Because
onions, mushrooms. Oh God, that's good stuff.
Because a lot of I could be wrong, but if I remember correctly, that stuff like hearts, livers, you know, tongues and kidneys and all that kind of stuff, I don't believe that was rationed in England, or it was one of the first, or, you know, because that's why people ate it, because it wasn't there. It was more readily available. But, oh my God. I mean, we used to have a big display of it. I remember working in one shop. We used to sell beef liver, pig's liver, lamb's liver. And we used to sell pig's hearts, lamb's hearts, beef hearts, beef spleens. And they call them lights, but it was pig's lungs, what it was, you know. And oh God,
I went to a dinner once and they were serving
pig's kidneys, lamb's kidneys. We had a whole big section of this stuff, and it used to go like crazy.
I went to dinner once and they made cow brain soup, and you got like a bowl with half a big white cow brain in it.
Did you eat it?
One bite.
Talking about that, I mean, we used to lamb's liver. We used to buy it because we also used to buy it. We used to get it in frozen in 10-pound tubs from New Zealand. I remember this. So you would let it thaw out, and you take the livers out, and of course you have maybe the bottom quarter of it, the time you have it empty, was full of blood. And where I'm going with this is we used to have wooden blocks. A little story here. We used to have, and I worked for this manager, and we had wooden blocks, and you use a wire brush, and you brush them to get all the blood and stuff off them. You don't use water on a wooden block. We used to. You could, I mean, to make the life easier, we used to soak it with water, spread sawdust on it, then scrape it. That's how we used to do it. But we used to scrape it. He didn't like us using it. We tried not. If he was watching us, we couldn't put water on it. We had to use a brush on the dry wood. But once we got it all scraped, then we had to scrape it again for all the wood, for it was all going the same direction. Then he would come along and inspect it. And if he didn't like it, he would have one of those lamb buckets in his hand. And he would tip it over and pour the blood all over your block and go clean it again. Motherfucker. He only done that to me one time.
You go to military or butcher school or what, man?
I tell you, it was
Butcher
tough.
boot camp.
I was an apprentice.
Smoked your ass.
I was an apprentice meat cutter, or apprentice butcher, as they called us in England. It was tough. Yeah, I mean, as an apprentice, when I first started, I had to make this shop had, I think there was eight people in it. And I was the lowest of the low. And I had to make, when it was tea break, right? You didn't stop. I had to make the tea, pour it into the mugs, and take it to the butchers at their blocks and hand it to them. Some had sugar, some didn't. You had to know what everybody. There was a list back on the wall where we made the tea, what everybody had, milk, sugar, whatever. And you had to take it to all the other employees, a cup of tea. You had to do that twice a day, the morning tea break and the afternoon tea break. That's how I started. And I used to my job was making sausage and sweeping up, basically is all I did. And cleaning, and washing the pots and pans and the dishes and the trays that the meat was on. And, I mean, when I got to pick up a knife, I'd been there about 6 months before I picked up a knife. And we started on we started on cheap shit like pig's heads and stuff like that. And on the briskets and stuff like that. We done all the cheap cuts because they didn't want them ruined by doing the wrong knife stroke. I tell you, 2 years I was an apprentice. So there you go. Another one of my stories. So technically, I can be called in England. I can call myself a master butcher. But but then I went and worked for the U.S. government and started, cutting American style because it's totally. I mean, it's totally different game. But I done that good. The only reason I went to work for the U.S. government was they paid double to what I was earning on the English economy. And I had a wife and kid then, so that's why I took it. And I'm glad I did. I mean, it's But back to our story, our lively discussion we had in the last show before about that I have trouble working for somebody that I don't like and stuff like this, and it plagued me my whole life because I was thinking about this when I didn't mention it on that thing, but I remember when I started back in the early 80s with the U.S. government. The time I left, right, after I worked for them, for almost 20 years, but I just couldn't bother to stay but where I'm going with this is I was basically still a department manager when I left after all that time, but a lot of the people that who started around the same time I did were higher up the management chain than I was. They were like either in charge of the whole store or charge of a district or whatever. But I was still a department manager because of my rebellious streak in me. they wouldn't. I ruined my own career by not playing ball. So there you go. That's enough out of me. I'm calling it quits. It's 4:45, and I'm out of here. I'm going to get out of here. So let's go through the panel here for shout outs and plugs, and we'll start out with New York Outcast. You got any?
Thanks for joining us, folks. If you're interested in a pretty cool holster I got, go check that out. I got a video on that. Thanks to Ozzy. And obviously, if you want to display your American pride, use the code OUTCAST over at R&L Displays. Other than that, check each other out respectfully in the panel there and out in the crowd. And thanks for joining us.
All right. Good one. Jason Stewart.
Thanks for the invite, Rick. Good to see everybody. And hope everybody has a good Mother's Day tomorrow. And happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to get in trouble for that. Because before I got any sense in me, about this Mother's Day thing, they say, well, like, especially when I was married, right? And they say, well, what'd you get your wife for Mother's Day? I said, my wife ain't my mother, But, I would buy something for
I agree, but I still do something.
I bought something from the kids, but I personally didn't give her another gift from me, But I would now because I've wised up, So, but you learn by your mistakes, hopefully. All right, Rich, any plugs or shout outs?
Yeah. Got the wrestling program tonight at 9:05 p.m. Eastern. We talk about classic wrestling, modern wrestling, whatever comes up. And then tomorrow night we will have This Week Unloaded on the Unloaded Media channel. Same channel as by the way, the wrestling channel was on. The wrestling show is also on that channel. And that'll be at 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, unless I pass out and, don't wake up until 11 o'clock. Yeah, like last week. But, it not only is tomorrow Mother's Day, today is my wife's birthday. So,
happy birthday. So, there you go. Squib, you got anything?
Can't think of anything. Thanks for doing the show. Thanks for the invite. Everybody have a good weekend. Yeah, remember Mom. She puts up with all your crap. Put up with her crap.
There you go. Guns and barbecue.
Don't really have much to say. Just the typical, the shows on Tuesdays and Thursdays, the barbecue chat on Saturdays. Thanks for the invite, and make sure everybody checks out everybody on the panel, and go get a display stand from Rob.
All right, and as we're winding it up, we have a new panelist, Wilden Well Armed. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Sorry I missed the whole show. I went shooting at 1 o'clock and just kind of got lost in space over there. But anyway,
shooting is more fun.
Yeah, I thought I'd be 1 o'clock and be in and out of there, but that time warp continuum just happened and caught me and sucked me in. So anyway, I thought I'd give you a try and happy to catch you. But anyway, Rick, thank you for what all you do, and good show always.
All right. You got anything coming up to shout out or plug?
No, just been doing more and more range videos, just a holster drawing from the Sneaky Pete holster and also from that competition Comtac holster. So more of those videos coming. Time's going down. With the competition holster, I'm under 2 seconds.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, with the Sneaky Pete buttoned up, I'm about 2.5 seconds.
Okay. Well, like on a normal day, if you're going out and about down to Walmart or whatever, what would you be using?
I'd be using the Sneaky Pete. So I'd be just 2.5, 3 seconds. Somewhere in there.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. Before I say bye, don't forget, RNLDisplays.com. for the AR stand, and more's coming for other calibers. So there you go. All right, to the chat, thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. Spend your Saturday afternoon with me. I'll be back on Wednesday with Shooting with Disabilities. Hopefully, that's, but sometimes we go way off topic, but that's just how it goes. So I want to say thank you all for being here. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you all on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So good afternoon, good evening, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sabrina. I don't know if she was in there.
Eat a salad.